there were lots of witnesses against him from the church. But he managed to deny it. So he bailed his way out. The other pastor that was a frontier
for the king's capital.
For the king, that one
is a Kiev. Is a foreigner.
He's a foreigner. So he went to prison in his own country. But somehow Adelaja managed to escape that. Then he escaped the judgment of the 30 women that alleged that he molested them. Yeah. Sunday Adelaja cannot walk on Ukrainian streets.
You mean it?
8 times.
Are you sure, ma'am?
I was there more than 7 times. He doesn't go out. He goes to court. I've been to the court with him. He goes to the court every week, sometimes twice in a week. That's all he does. But if we listen to our spirit, if I listened to my spirit, I didn't allow the emotion to override me, I wouldn't have been in this mess. Because he is fighting a personal fight with the GOs.
Do you think that's what you suspect?
Yes. All the GOs knows his problem. Because when he ran to that problem, they were about to seize his passport. He ran to Baba Adeboye.
The same Baba, Enoch Adeboye.
Adeboye. He ran to the prayer city. Baba Adeboye was using proverbs to reply to him because Baba think he's just too small, this rat. He was envious of them because they were making money. He is not making any money. They tried to help him when he was going around. They will invite him to their church in America. They paid him. They put him on a first-class flight. They pay him 10,000 pounds per night. After that, he will scam all their pastors. He said one day, one of the maid was crying. They are ironing Sunday Adelaja's clothes, and he got burnt. So that they don't have money, that she should please give them money. She said she gave them money to go and buy another clothes for him. It was a scam. He is everything. He's a psychologist. He's a player. He's a priestess. He's a liar. He's a jealous, very envious man. And he had this determination that if whatever you have, I will take it and I will crush you.
Well, it's another very beautiful, lovely moment today in Nigeria, in Ikeja, precisely in Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa. And actually, it's a very special broadcast, and it's a broadcast that seeks to liberate the orientation of a lot of people, especially as regard the Christian community in Nigeria and across Africa. My guest today is a very, very important personality. She's a woman that is known for her forthrightness and her insights, knowledge, especially about what is going on in the Christendom. A few months ago, the social media environment was bombarded with series of stories, especially about one of Nigeria's respected men of God in faraway Kiev, Ukraine. And I'm talking about Pastor SUNDAY ADELAJA. And because a lot of us in Nigeria had so much respect and so much sense of adulation for him and for his ministry, especially as regard his forthrightness against bad doctrines in the Christendom and his usual challenge, his usual approach and his usual campaign against bad doctrines across the Christian community in the Pentecostal arm of our Christendom. But unfortunately, we started reading about allegations about his personality, especially since 2016, when it was alleged that the Russian Union of Christian Evangelical Faiths made an allegation that he had carnal knowledge of 20 to 30 women in his church. That is Embassy of Blessed God Church of All Nations in Ukraine, which is termed to be one of the biggest churches in that part of the world, run by a black man and a man of color. We didn't take it serious, and there were other allegations, especially from one of the members of the union, Mr. Tough Ulysses, who said that the pastor needs some psychiatric help. It was an online information, and we felt so humiliated, we felt so battered, we felt bad about that. And even one of the bishops in the church, one Bishop Anatoly Belononkov, also allegedly resigned after he said the situation of the pastor was unacceptable and that the church community in Ukraine, in Russia, especially the evangelical arm of the Christian community, have tried to persuade him to seek psychiatric help either in America or in Kiev, that he will not do that, and he felt so humiliated, and he said he's going to do it in his own way, that there was an allegation, and that was bad, and we looked over it. Some Nigerian newspaper reacted, they reached out to the pastor, and he said there was nothing like that, that was a cook-up story, that they only made this allegation against him because he signifies an interest, and he said he wanted to resign from the church, he wanted to come back to Africa, and that some people didn't want him to leave the church. And we keep wondering that why will your intention to leave a big church to come and settle there in Africa warrant damage skirmishes or warrant campaign of calumny against your personality? But that was by the side until sometime last year, when a Nigerian businesswoman in Diaspora, a very respected businesswoman in the black community, Princess Toyin Origbo, came out to make some other allegation. At first, we thought it was one of those things, and we said maybe it was one of those things by the side. But this time around, Princess Toyin Origbo didn't allege that he made sexual advances against her, but she said she was entwined in an economic scheme organized by Pastor Adelaja, which took a lot of her money off her, and she lost a lot of money. One of them is it has to do with reigning in life or whatever concept that he invited them to come and do in Ukraine, and eventually they discovered that it was a horse. And another one was that they want to make them to become millionaire, and they have to pay some certain amount ranging from $10,000 upward. And another one was that she also facilitated his evangelical campaign or travel to Brazil at a very huge amount of money. She and a partner in London, who is a male. But unfortunately, when the partner went to visit the pastor in Kiev, the man was made to pay for some little services like sleeping, like chovering from the airport and sleeping in places that are not too fascinating with the human condition. Anyway, at the end of the day, there are other informations on the social media, especially our very good colleague, Segun Olo on Object TV, had an interview with Princess Toyin Origbo and Pastor Adelaja around May 2020. And all of them came out to say what they want to say from all the allegations made by this wonderful woman. Pastor Adelaja, who is also a wonderful man of God, also defended himself. He said, yes, I run a home, I run something near to a hotel, I collect money, even though the Bible said that he who wants to be a bishop, a general overseer, must have one of the attitude of making people happy, giving people privileges. I mean, Yoruba will say, "Ogbodo ma shalejo," So, but unfortunately, in this regard, we learned that the pastor collects money for such small services, and that is why, since then, we said, okay, we will meet this woman one day. Just 2 weeks ago, we learned that she was in the country, and when somebody informed us that she was in the country, we made inquiries, and we discovered that this wonderful woman was in Abuja. So we started working the phones. We wanted to fly into Abuja, but because of the condition of the weather and the transport, the security system in Nigeria, we got a good reply, and we made our presentation known to her handlers. And by the time we got a response last weekend, we learned that she herself has flown into Lagos for one thing or the other. Today, I'm meeting her somewhere in Ikeja after a meeting this morning with one of her wonderful men of God in Nigeria and some other associates. We thank God and we want to thank her handlers. This broadcast is not to tarnish the image of SUNDAY ADELAJA as a man of God, but is to really relate with Princess Toyin Origbo to give us her side, more side of the story. And we appreciate Nigerians who go to Objective Media to go and read or to go and view what Pastor Adelaja said on that channel, and he can also come out in any other form or any other platform to reply if there are eventualities for such after talking to her. But today we're going to talk to her to give her an oversight about Christendom, her encounter with Pastor Adelaja, her frustrations, her challenges with doctrines, church budgets, church financing, support, and charity. And I want to welcome you to the ambience of Princess Toyin Origbo. Madam, we want to thank you for giving us this time and giving us all your time. Yesterday we came in here, we learned we were having a meeting in the hotel, then we just came in briefly and we have to leave, and we came back today. We thank you for this wonderful time. First and foremost, how do you feel being in Nigeria, especially what have happened to you in the UK, in Ukraine, in Brazil, all over the world? How do you feel coming back to your country, and are you satisfied? This is a new year.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brother Benga. It's nice to have you here. It is an honor.
Thank you so much.
It's great to be a Nigerian, and it's great to be in Nigeria after 33 years abroad. So I'm a proud Nigerian, and that is why I entered into Adelaja's trap. There's a video, if you can show that video. The one I show you my...
Okay. The video. Okay, the video in your phone, the one at for the seminar. Okay. Okay, I think I saw something like that on internet yesterday when your aide referred me to that channel. Okay.
Adelaja.
I'm taking a team of 2,000.
A team of 2,000 people from all over the world to help me build Nigeria. It is a scam.
So this is the first video. You can say this is the video that lured you into. So you are passionate about Nigeria and you saw this video.
Yes.
So can you tell us how the video worked into your psyche and make you to start to believe in all this?
On Facebook, I've heard about Adelaja in 2008, but my spirit didn't connect. I see some things I cannot explain. So I don't have anything to do with him. So in 2003, Pastor Yomi Balogun.
That before 2008?
Yes. Okay. So in 2003, Pastor Yomi Balogun Is it 2003? Yeah. I first heard about him in 2008. I think it should be 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, 2013.
Okay, that was like 5 years later.
Yeah, he had had his case then.
Okay, because I think the case broke out in 2016. Is it 2016 or before that?
Yeah, he filed the bankruptcy in 2006.
Okay.
Yeah, he opened this King Chapter Financial Group, MMM. He's the first man that introduced MMM.
In Ukraine there?
In Ukraine.
A black man in Nigeria?
Yes. With one of his pastors that this account that I mentioned in his I thought you jotted it down yesterday. Yeah. So the case was there, but because everything is in a Ukrainian language, and we black people, we don't do our research, so we don't know. Even Pastor Yomi later knew about it, and he put it in a reverse gear. So one of my friends told me.
You're talking about King's Capital?
King's Capital, yeah. It scam a lot of people.
So that King's Capital, which the government of Kiev finally arrested him and alleged that he swindled them, was really true? Yes, it was true. There were lots of witnesses against him from the church. But he managed to deny it. So he bailed his way out. The other pastor that was a frontier for the King's Capital. For the King, that one is a Kiev. Is a foreigner. He's a foreigner. So he went to prison in his own country. But somehow Adelaja managed to escape that. Then he escaped the judgment of the 30 women that alleged that he molested them. Yeah. We've spoken to those women. We have them on tape, but they said because they don't have money, no money, nobody to fight for them. Oh, the women are poor women. Yeah, they are poor women. You mean those women in Ukraine, those Ukrainians? Yes, yeah. They say some of their husbands also commit suicide. Is it true? Yes, yes. And some got. We have everything on. Are you sure that you have those ones? Oh, yes, we have the video. So because they don't have money, there was no legal representation? Nothing. Does it mean that Ukraine is a poor country? It is a very poor country. Okay. Ukrainian is very poor. So, but he managed to pay his way out and all that. So they leveled a judgment against him. They put him under house arrest. He cannot fly. That's Ukraine government? Yes, Ukraine government. Sunday Adelaja cannot walk on Ukrainian streets. 2 minutes? 8 times. Are you sure, man? I was there more than 7 times. He doesn't go out. He goes to court. I've been to the court with him. He goes to the court every week, sometimes twice in a week. That's all he does. And he has to go with people. That's my friend, my Brazilian friend, that came for his birthday in Ukraine. That's Mr. Clayton? Yes, Clayton. So they took us to one village in Ukraine. So it's like a sovereign city, old army's village like this. A military settlement. Yeah. As we were about to be leaving, we saw those men. They looked like Putin. They were really men, mean men. He saw them. Adelaja ran and hid. Why is he hiding? No, you are going in group, and he just saw those men. We saw those men. So are they looking like? Are they white or? They white. You can't see black. So he ran to hide. Is it behind the truck or under something? They got out something. No, behind our van. The van we traveled. He ran to hide behind the van. Behind the van. Jesus. So the men approached me. They say, "How are you?" I responded. They say, "Can we take picture? Can we take picture?" Because they look around. We didn't find him. We can't see him. But he disappeared into thin air. Into thin air. Just like yes. So the man took picture with us, his wife, myself, and others. So they left. But did you ask him that? Why did you hide, Daddy? Why did you hide? He said he doesn't want to take picture with them. It's a lie.
they will have arrested him there. So I realized that Adelaja does not walk in the street alone during the day.
No. Let me just take you back because I'm ashamed with what you just said. You mean it's just like me and you walking on Ikeja street now, and suddenly I just saw some people and I started to go and hide at the back of my car.
Yes.
Then does it mean that Adelaja does not have a life in his own soil?
No life. Even Pastor Tunde Bakare, because he's been to Ukraine to see him as well. He called him a drowning man in Ukraine. So if you've been to this man's house, you just have to be around him for 3 or 4 days. You see a lot of things. So when Pastor Yomi said on Revelation TV then that he'll be coming to London, we should patronize our home, blah, blah, blah. So one of my friends that was with me, Mama Toby, he said, sister, don't go to that man. He has nothing to offer. But she didn't tell me why.
She didn't reveal the details.
The details.
So you are still a bit confused?
Yeah. So I listened to her. I did not go. Then he came to Emmanuel Center. So a lot of Nigerians didn't turn up. Despite the fact that Pastor Yomi Balogun tried to patronize him.
Which church is Pastor Yomi Balogun from?
He doesn't have a church. He has a Revelation TV then, but it has closed down now. So that was there. But in 2016, I kept seeing all this program he was doing about pastors, about Oyakilome, about Suleiman.
Okay, Joshua.
Suleiman, Johnson Suleiman. And my spirit didn't go well with it. And I said this in his own place.
On his platform?
On his platform. I said it. And it is on during the first HMT. So I was like, what's your problem? Why are you doing all this nonsense?
But let me also correct you there. What he said when Shegun Olo of Object TV asked him that question, he said he's not fighting them personally, that he's just fighting their doctrinal misconception, that he's trying to correct them. So a lot of us in Nigeria also believe he was doing the right thing to correct them, because most of them, as you can see, they milk a lot of people out of their gullible ignorance. So a lot of people felt Pastor Sunday Adelaja was doing well to have put them under check and peg their Christianity.
Yeah, that's what we thought. But if we listen to our spirit, if I listened to my spirit, I didn't allow the emotion to override me, I wouldn't have been in this mess. Because he is fighting a personal fight with the GOs.
Do you think that's what you suspect?
Yes. All the GOs knows his problem. Because when he ran to that problem, they were about to seize his passport. He ran to Baba Adeboye.
The same Baba, Enoch Adija Adeboye.
Adeboye. He ran to the prayer city.
You mean this
Sunday?
Did he flew in from
Adelaja? Yeah. That was before the case got finalized. Yes. So he went there. He didn't see. I think Baba managed to dodge. Yes, to dodge him.
I think Baba himself is the artful dodger.
You know Baba now.
He's dodging.
The way he used his own wisdom.
Yes.
But then he went to Winners. They scheduled a program, 3 days program for him. Yes. This is where I don't understand all these GOs. So Bishop Oyedepo attended the first service. And he was trying to be smart on Bishop platform, preaching holiness, condemning this, condemning that. Bishop couldn't take it. A lot of people, even till today, they did not know why Bishop didn't attend the 2 other services. In his own church, he allowed him to carry on. But Bishop is not a fool. Bishop is like, how can you be this hypocritical something?
How can you be so hypocritical?
Yeah, we know you. So if you see Bishop actually, the way Bishop was looking at him, and that's Sunday Adelaja for you. But instead of them to reply him, Everybody just ignore him. They let him to be doing what he was doing. Suleiman replied him. Suleiman said, I know you. I know your secret. If I open my mouth, you will disappear. I have it on tape. It's on tape. Yeah. You will disappear. So Suleiman replied him. Joshua Iginla replied him. Tunde Bakare replied him. Only the three. Baba Adeboye was using proverbs to reply him because Baba think it's just too small, this rat. He was envious of them because they were making money. He is not making any money. They tried to help him when he was going around. They will invite him to their church in America. They paid him. They put him on a first class flight. They pay him 10,000 pounds per night. After that, he will scam all their pastors.
Scam them again?
Yes.
Did you have those?
Yeah.
You have those facts?
Pastor Chris Ogedengbe is one of the redeemed pastors till today. He scammed the woman 130,000 pounds.
Wait, she's a woman or a man? Chris Ogedengbe?
Yeah,
she's a man.
She's a woman, yeah.
She's still a redeemed pastor today? In UK or US?
She was in US, but she ruined the woman's lives.
So you mean
now moved to?
You mean he profoundly scammed her successfully?
Yes. He took 130,000 pounds from the woman.
Just like that.
He told her that it's for a business transaction.
I'm very embarrassed.
And if the business comes through, in 90 days, he will give the woman times 3
of the money.
Of the money. The woman succumbed for it, and it's a lie. Then $75,000 from the woman's brother. The same thing. After 90 days, nothing. The woman raised the money from her property, her business. She lost everything. She said she slept in her office for a year.
Office or garage?
Office.
Okay, in her office in US.
In US.
She was sleeping in the office with her children?
With her children, with her husband for a year.
Jesus Christ.
Till today, Adelaja has not paid the woman.
You mean the woman lost her mortgage, her house, everything?
She lost everything. So the everything in total, is 1.5 million.
Is it naira, dollars, or pounds sterling?
We are talking about dollars. Everything in total.
This woman, she's still alive now?
She's struggling now in the UK.
Okay, she has crossed from US to UK.
That is, she starts all over again.
The second-class citizen now.
Yeah.
From high horse to low.
Yeah. So she's keeping a low profile. What I'm doing now, she can't do it. She said, I'm trying to build myself. I need money for solicitor and all that. Adelaja himself told me, when I went there, the first time I met Adelaja was 2018. And this is how he lured me. When I saw this, I said, let's give this man a chance. Then I saw a video where Pastor Adeboye was manipulating his pastors. How to on tithes,
scaring them, putting curses on them.
Yeah.
Pray that they won't go to heaven.
So when he played that video, I said, wow. I was so shocked, disappointed, unbelievable. That was the video that made me to be listening to Sunday Adelaja.
So you became very curious and you became accustomed to his teachings.
So his teachings, I said, maybe he has changed. Because the people that told me don't have anything to do with him, they didn't tell me the reason why. So I said, okay, people changes. Maybe he has changed. Maybe he has amended his ways. Let's give him another chance. He said he can help us build Nigeria. He's an European man like myself. So let's work together.
He's black in diaspora like yourself.
Yeah, black in diaspora like myself. So let's let's give him a chance. Let's support him.
Let me ask you this question. When you saw that video, and you also saw this one where he said, I am taking a team of 2,000 people from all over the world to help me build Nigeria. When you saw it, did you go on the internet to do a kind of due diligence on him to find out he has kind of, because this is 2018 that you saw him, but as of 2016, there are already news about the scandal in Ukraine, about the church, about the 20 women. Maybe it's a true, maybe it's a lie, about the confidence, the moral fall from high level authority as a church leader, and all the Christian association in Ukraine, in Russia, started saying all sorts of things about him, even including the bishop Anatoly Megolondov that left this church. You know, so did you do due diligence on him?
I didn't.
So you failed in that regard?
Yeah, I did. And I want people to learn from this. And when he took that money from Chris Ogedengbe, Dr. Chris Ogedengbe, in 2016, she just make a tiny noise. She didn't do much. So 2016, he had the judgment bounty on him by Ukrainian government in 2016. So they banned him from having anything to do with any Ukrainians. Now he used the Facebook and come to black community and continue. He stole from Chris Ogedengbe and his brother in 2016. In 2018, I think 2017, the case of Flo, a lady that he said he'll be having affairs with, that he should confirm, blah, blah, blah. We have video of that as well.
With a lady?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Flo.
Okay, Flo.
Flo, yeah, her name is Flo.
Is it white or?
French.
Okay, French. She has a case with him. Is he in a relationship?
Yes, he wanted to enter into a relationship to be molesting that lady again. That's again, another brother did a video, but he kept denying. So I didn't bother, because when you have your own life, I will leave my house 6 o'clock and come back 8 o'clock. Where will I be having time to be doing research?
Peruse.
Hey, I don't trust people. I don't have time chasing people and all that. And he hired some people. Sunday Adelaja has almost 20 or over 20 Facebook accounts.
You mean he operates some Facebook accounts, just like the Daily Genesis that I investigated? Is it in 2019? I was also talking that he has almost 16 Facebook. Are you?
Yes, that's what they do. This man is a criminal. He's not. I don't want to use derogatory words. So the Ukrainian government said he's a flight risk. He's not supposed to be having access to people.
What's the meaning of flight risk? Does it mean that if he's on flight, the plane will open the plane?
Yes. It is very dangerous in many ways.
When they say somebody is a flight risk, does it mean if there's inside the plane will explode or it will crash or something?
No, it can sexually attack people. It can scam people. He can do all sorts of things.
His mindset.
Is
precarious states.
He is very evil. Sunday Adelaja is very evil.
I'm shocked because I hold him in high esteem. A lot of us young people, we hold him and we know we love him, we adore him. I share his video personally on my platform. He's somebody that we all love, and I think I love his courage, his sense of presentation, and the way he talks. But when he now says somebody is a flight risk, I'm so afraid. And when I look at some of these stories, I ask, is it the same Sunday Adelaja that talks and deliberate on issues and try to put Oyedepo, Papa Deboye, Oyakilome, and the one that call it the Otobo man, what's his name, Otobonistic Suleiman, in check? Is it the same? I mean, that's giving them the correct value of how to practice their Christianity. Is it the same man that is now into financial scheme and all these things? So that's when I saw your story last year. I didn't believe it until when I started perusing. And when they say you are in the country, I said, we have to hear from you, despite what my very good colleague, Shegun Olo, have done in the past. That let's cross-check. So you mean he has multiple Facebook.
Yes, he's a criminal. He throws people. So in 2000, the first time I met Sunday Adelaja one-on-one is June 2018, when I heard about, when we subscribed to his
2,000 people.
Yes,
2,000 people that want to build Nigeria.
Yes.
And you want to also be one of them to build Nigeria.
To build Nigeria.
Maybe they can even make you Minister of Women Affairs or something.
No. I just see the suffering of my people, and I say, we've been abroad for so long, we have a lot to give back. And he knows that. What he does is this. He goes to all the platform, all the geo platform. He reads people's comments. He has a lot of people that is doing this work for him.
Online research.
Ukrainian, they are hackers. So they look for people's profile. They will read your profile, your history, how long have you been in the UK, where do you live, how long you been there, blah, blah, blah. That is where they collect your names. They collect people's information. They started doing their evil activities on it. So when I subscribed to this Nigeria initiative for restructuring, he now told us about HMT. Dr. Chris Ogedengbe, she went for HMT in 2016.
That's the history maker training.
History makers training. That's how she entered her one chance. She even told me the way they even scammed him. Scammed her in Sunday Adelaja. She said one day, one of the maid was crying. They are ironing Sunday Adelaja's clothes, and he got burnt. So that they don't have money, that she should please give them money. She said she gave them money to go and buy another clothes for him. It was a scam.
A scam?
A scam.
Jesus Christ. Okay, they say, oh, daddy, we are ironing daddy's clothes, and daddy's clothes now got burned, and daddy loved that cloth so much, and daddy is going to punish us. So she was now moved to emotion.
Ukrainian lady.
So she was now moved to emotion.
Emotion.
Made daddy happy.
Yeah, she said she paid. Only for her to know that it was a scam. That's Sunday Adelaja for you. He will come, he knows the people. If you see people that have money, you will know yourself. Then he will.
You call him a psychologist?
He is everything. He's a psychologist, he's a player, he's a priestess, he's a liar, he's a jealous, very envious man. And he had this determination that if whatever you have, I will take it and I will crush you. Because he's already on the floor. Sunday Adelaja is crushed. He's crushed. And I will take you through it one by one.
Not be able to see it, but I'm sure if you look well, you can read it. I said, good afternoon, brethren. Please kindly cancel my broadcast with DSA scheduled for the 20th if you have not already done so. I am no longer interested. And that is when I walked away from the platform. So Daddy Freeze and all the minions that are lying, get it straight. I was never driven from Adelaja's platform. I walked away when I found out that he had no integrity. He was a hypocrite. He wasn't sincere. He was criticizing others when he was doing the same thing, and he was just worse than many of the people who he was even criticizing, because he was presenting himself as a wolf in sheep's clothing. All right, so now let's move on. I want to play a video for you so that you begin to understand the kind of person Adelaja is. You heard when Yusuf was saying, you know, when you speak something with your mouth, one thing, but you do something else. And like I said before, you need to understand that for want to be a minister of the gospel, a genuine minister, he must know the truth, speak the truth, and he must live the truth. If he knows the truth and lives the truth but doesn't speak the truth, the worst you can accuse such a person of is being a compromiser. He's just compromised. But if he knows the truth, he speaks the truth but doesn't live the truth and lives contrary to that truth, then he's a hypocrite. That is who he is. And in the worst scenario, He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Now watch this video, and I want to do some kind of analysis, but I just want you to play fully first, about 5 minutes. Watch it fully, then let's go back to do the analysis so that you know the person we are dealing with here.
So when you are thinking something, it must.
Okay. Listen very carefully. Adelaja is telling us that you have to question things. He's telling us that you need to. Let me just give you a summary because I don't want to pause it when it first plays. I want to listen to everything, but I want to give you a background. Here, Adelaja teaching here that you need to be able to question your leaders. You need to be able to question things. You need to be able to question what you hear. Even for me, question me. Question. You need to be able to think. When you stop thinking, you lose your mind. Right? Sweet talk. That's what the people love. That's when they tell you, oh, because he preaches the truth. But Jesus detests this kind of hypocrisy you're about to see. Now listen.
So when you are thinking something, it must be in the direction of getting an answer for yourself. That is why the ability to ask questions is one of the greatest qualities God has given to you. You mute your brain. You mute your reasoning without asking questions all the time. So to think is to ask.
True.
To think is to ask questions. And once you don't ask questions, if you have been reduced to one that never asks questions, it means you are one that never thinks. Question things for yourself, for your own good. So if you are still questioning yourself, at least question your actions, question where you are, question your environment, question what you hear, including from me. That's why we Christians, we must begin to challenge our pastors and anybody you listen to, either they are professors or pastors, whoever they are, either they are in your school, private. Okay, we have Sheyi here. Where are you calling from, my brother?
Hello?
Yes, where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, please, we are hearing your contribution.
Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes, please go ahead and talk.
Yes, am I on to DSC platform?
Yes, sir. This is Pastor Sunday Adelaja talking to you right here.
Okay, yeah, Pastor Sunday, I have a few questions for you.
Please.
Number one, I was wondering, why do you block people off the page if they say something that is a bit contrary to your view?
That is exactly the reason why I'm going to put you off right now. Okay, next one. Because I'm not foolish, my dear. I'm not foolish that some of you have been sent here to disrupt what we are doing. And we are not going to give any agent of darkness platform. We are going to block you off. If you want to talk, go and talk on your own platform. Question your actions. Question where you are. Question your environment. Question what you hear, including from me. 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 So,
brethren, you saw that, right? You just saw that. Now, this is what makes... These are the things I began to observe about Adelaja that made me know that, this man was not serious. Fantastic message, as you can see. Fantastic message, yeah? All right? Question what you hear, even from me. You heard him say that, right? This is why you must begin to challenge your leaders. Whoever they are, challenge your pastors. Now, this guy simply called. Now, you see how respectful he was. He said, question. You must ask questions. Now, you see why this separates the message from the messenger is very satanic. You can't be teaching somebody what you yourself cannot exemplify. You can't do that. Are you just saying that because you want people to question only them at Deboye or Yedekpo and all that? But you said you question even for me. And this guy was so polite and just said, Pastor Sunday, I would like to find out, why do you tend to block people off your platform who don't agree with you? That was it. Now, Pastor Sunday has performed the greatest magic I've ever seen in human history. He converted a brother to an agent of darkness. The moment the brother called in, he was a brother. What can I do for you, brother? The moment the brother asked a question, he became an agent of the enemy. Can you see the kind of person we are dealing with here, brethren? Remember Yomi's call? When Yomi called in, remember what Dr. Sunday was saying about Flair? But why would you be listening to the enemy? Flair became an enemy, but when he was chatting with her, asking her to be his lover, a suitable lover, before he gives her someone else, he didn't know that Yomi was that Flair was an enemy. This is what makes this man very dangerous amidst the false humility, the false piety, and that he presents to the world. This is why Ulysses Storff had to write what they wrote about him. This is why the likes of Aarons had to distance himself from him. Let's just play that again. I want to just make some comments.
Think is to ask. To think is to ask questions. And once you don't ask questions, if you have been reduced to one that never asks questions, it means you are one that never thinks. Question things for yourself, for your own good. So if you are still questioning yourself, at least question your actions, question where you are, question your environment, question what you hear, including from me. That's why we Christians, we must begin to challenge our pastors and anybody you listen to, either they are professors or pastors.
So you hear what he's saying. That's why we Christians must begin to challenge our pastors. It doesn't matter whoever they are, whether they are professors or whatever. Whoever they are, challenge them, including him, right? So, in other words, if I go on DSA's platform to say, DSA, I have an issue with this. I don't like what is going on here. I have a problem with this. It means that based on what he's saying, I should be able to challenge him, right? I should be able to question things, including from him. Now, why then is DSA blocking this guy? Because this guy is asking a question, a very polite, civil question. Now, I'm playing this so that when I play my video, it will give you a background context to how DSA maltreats people with his aggressiveness and then twists the story and the narrative and sell that lie to his congregation. And the congregation, like, if I say zombies now, I don't really know, because I'm trying to find the best words to use that maybe be close to zombies or whatever, so they will not say, but it, like something like that, you understand? They just suspend their brains and they don't even reason and objectively analyze the issue. They just take that false narrative and then begin to demonize that other person. And you tell me that that's not a cult? Now let's listen. Now he said, listen to the magic he performed here.
Whoever they are, either they're in your school, probably. Okay, we have Sheyi here. Where are you calling from, my brother?
We have Sheyi here. Where are you calling from, my brother? So how does Dr. Sunday perform such magic within 3 seconds? I've never seen that kind of magic before. He's a brother. When he calls in, the moment he reveals why he's calling, which is a simple question, he turns to an agent of darkness. Brethren, how do you explain this kind of magic? Let's go on. Listen.
Hello?
Yes, where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, please, we are hearing your contribution.
Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes, please go ahead and talk.
Yes, I'm on to DSC's platform.
Yes, sir. This is Pastor Sunday Adelaja talking to you right here.
Okay, yeah, Pastor Sunday, I have a few questions for you.
Please.
Number one, I was wondering, why do you block people off the page if they say something that is a bit contrary to your view?
That is exactly the reason why I'm going to put you off right now.
Now, brethren, let me ask you a question. Does that even make any sense at all? Does that make any rational sense at all? Follow the whole trend. This is absurd. It's so, and you see, this man is an intelligent man. We know Dr. Sunday knows better. Dr. Sunday, why do you tend to block people off your platform who don't agree with you? That is the reason I'm going to put you off right now. What is the connection? That is absurd. That is insane. This is a man that is hiding behind the shadows because of the many things he's afraid of. The guy is just simply asking you questions. He's only just asked you the first question, and you're putting him off, and you've branded him a messenger of Satan. This is why Mayowa has this same kind of spirit, because it's Sunday Adelaja that is transferring this spirit to them on the platform. If Sunday Adelaja had a virtuous, the true godly virtuous spirit, he would have passed these things down to the people that are doing the broadcast. But if you look at them, they are like this. Most of them are like this. Insultive. He's not insulting here, but you see, he endorses it because he keeps quiet. He doesn't say anything. They insult people. They exude such hateful spirits on the platform. You go everywhere, you see them. And many of them, they double up. Daddy Freeze's followers and Adelaja's followers, they're like that because they also pick that spirit from Daddy Freeze.